It's William with the Riverstone Life, and yes, Robin's gone. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what? I like to get out here and make some money. You know, I always tell the numbers, and then there's always those guys out there that, you know, they do their little smart little remarks they throw out there about my numbers, like they're not possible, or you can't make no money, or, you know, there's no such thing as a reload, when that's all I ever do is reloads, and I take a load and get myself out there, and I plan my 7 days out, I work the weather, I work every angle to make this work. My other videos will tell you what I did in those 6.5 days. I'm out here doing it again. It started with Robin. We picked it up in Indiana. I drove to Colorado. I dropped her off. I spent the night. I got up the next morning. I drove through the Colorado mountains. It made it so I didn't have to go through Wyoming and fight the shutdown all the time. I understand when there's bad wind that you have to shut the roads down. But I think Wyoming has went overboard this year. You guys tell me what you think down in the comments. A lot of times there's hardly any wind and they got it shut down for campers unless they're over 20,000 pounds. And you know what? All year, I've said to hell with it. I've taken the extra hour, whatever it takes, and I went through the Colorado mountains because I knew that I'd at least get it done, even if it took an extra hour to do it. I wouldn't be stuck in Laramie or someplace for a day or 2 days or 3 days, because Wyoming feels that they need to shut down the roads. So Wyoming, if you watch my video, I'm sure you don't, but you're losing a lot of money because I'm buying that fuel in other places. I'm not buying it in Wyoming. I'm not buying my food. I'm not spending that extra funds that I would be spending in your state. So maybe you need to think about that stuff and fine tune that shutdown a little bit. I understand safety. I really do. Safety comes first. I've never seen that be shut down like that before in the 40 years that I've been traveling there. Could this be the worst year for wind there? Maybe. We have different weather patterns, different years, Maybe I'm making something that doesn't even exist. I don't know. But let's get back to the real train of thought here. What's William doing? Drop Robin off. I'm going to deliver tomorrow morning in Reno, Nevada, again. I've already called ahead and everything, got it taken care of. Something did happen on this trip that's never happened to me before, so I figured I'd throw it in the video. I went to pick my unit up. There was no title anywhere in the unit. So I made a call to Wave, and they told me to just go ahead and take the unit, that they would get it taken care of on their end. And I was worried about it. But when I called today, because when you go to Reno, they want a 24-hour notice of when you're going to be there. Make sure you do it, because Susan does not take no crap. I'm telling you that. If you treat her with the respect that she deserves, she'll treat you. But if you don't, you might not ever go there again, or they might not take your load in, or you might sit there for hours, but let you wait it out, It's like that produce thing, when you don't want the people to, you want them to just sit there and rot, basically, until they check you in. So make sure you give her that 24-hour notice. Well, I called in, and the first thing I said to her was, now, I hope somebody got a hold of you, but I want you to be aware of this, because I'm 24 hours away, and I don't want it to turn into a problem when I get there. She goes, you don't have a title. I said, yeah. She goes, they've already contacted me. I said, that is awesome. So thanks, Wave, for taking care of that for me. So I don't have to worry about that. I said, I have all the papers that you need to sign. I just don't have a title. I have keys, right? Also, this trailer that I'm hauling is the Ultra. Yeah, it's their Ultra. Yeah, campsite Ultra, it has the big black window in the front of it. On the side, it has a grill and a refrigerator and everything in there. Watch that compartment door. This is the second one that the latches on the inside, the little metal tab, is broken off. It seems like that stuff is bolted down in there. At first I thought, well, maybe it was the rest area that I was staying in and somebody tried breaking in there and stealing it, but there's no pry marks around anything. And then when this happened again, I thought, well, that must just be a defect. So whatever the tabs that they have, they bouncing down the road or snapping those tabs off, and that door could fly open. If they didn't, because they forget to screw stuff down, you could lose a refrigerator and the little cook stove. So check that, guys. You can actually put a little duct tape on the rim of it where it's on that rubber strip, so that it's not getting on the paint, because they frown on that. So make sure you clean that up before you drop that unit off and let them know about that. That's one of the things that I did notice about this trailer, and it's happened. This is the second one I've taken. Second time it's happened. So those latches are really bad on that one. So watch that. But other than that, we're going to deliver this tomorrow morning, and I already got 2 reloads. And I learned something today, because I was like, why can't I self-dispatch these reloads? I was dispatching them all last year, and when I called into Kathy, she said, well, if you're under a load, she goes, yeah, and you're not within a 250-mile radius, that's why it's not letting you dispatch. She said before you were probably in that 250-mile radius all the time, plus, or you didn't have a load on board. And I thought, you know what? Maybe it's been that way the whole time, because when I got to Colorado, I delivered in Colorado, so I was under dispatch. I delivered to Colorado, and I drove a block down the road, and then the new unit that I wanted popped up there, and I self-dispatched, and it worked perfect. And I thought, well, the last time I did this, it didn't work. I wasn't in the 250-mile radius, but I delivered my load, and I did it. I've worked out west before, and I always had, when I was doing reloads, I always had 1 or 2 backed up for me to just keep going if they had the loads. And that's because I was in the 250-mile radius of where I was most of the time when I got ready to dispatch them, before I got out of the radius to go and deliver the next one, or I got myself back in that, and it didn't matter when I was coming back, because I wasn't under dispatch. So you guys, if you had that problem, I wanted to throw this in this video, try to throw stuff out there to help you. So if you're going out west and you're trying to get that load and it won't let you dispatch, sometimes you can call your dispatcher, tell her, hey, I'm delivering tomorrow, I'd like this load, it won't let me dispatch, and she'll dispatch it for you. Sometimes you got to be super fast. All summer long you had to be super fast. Those loads were going quick. They're not going as quick right now. Why are they not going as quick? Let's talk about that. Why are they not going as quick? I'll tell you why. Because that second week of August, when everybody freaked out and went to work for somebody else because Wade didn't have any loads right at that minute, when if you'd have done your research, you'd already knew that it's slow in July and August. It was a little slower than it should have been. Yes, you're right. But you wouldn't have jumped the gun. But I'm kind of glad you jumped the gun, because that means there's more work out here for me all winter. And the new referrals, all my new referrals that have been going and signing up, and they're starting, and they're out doing deliveries right now, and the new one's coming in next week. You get to take the places for those guys that, let themselves get overwhelmed and step away from a good thing. So watch the videos. If that happens next year, or it happens around Thanksgiving, these time, holidays, get out here and make your money and go enjoy your time with your family, and don't stress about this stuff, and then start the new year. It'll start off a little slow in January. Sometimes it doesn't. You know why? Because so many people are like seasonal workers here. It's too cold. It might snow. Oh my God, I can't leave there. The weather this time right now, it affects the work. June, July, and August. That's supposed to be the best time. Well, it probably is. But when you have every person that's signed up in this industry working at that time because they want to work in the perfect weather conditions, I think the weather sucks. This year, the wind was so bad when everybody was working. The tornadoes, everything, the hail, everything that I dodged was awful. I have been working now all of September. This is October. I'm going to work the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm going to work out west until they don't have any more reloads, and then I'll go back and do it all over again. And the weather has been calm. Yes, that snowstorm is right around the corner. Be prepared. You could catch it. This morning it was 36 degrees going through the Colorado mountains. If it would have been, it could have snowed. But I watched it last night. I was prepared. I was ready. I knew this was the fastest route for me to make this stuff happen. You got to be a weatherman. You got to watch everything. And the people that you hear out there that say this isn't possible, because they're not doers. They're complainers. They see somebody else do it. In their mind, they're telling them there's no way, there's no way, there's no way. They don't actually try it. They find things wrong with them. William's got a $100,000 Denali. He's got to pay for that. You know, Denali. It says it right there, guys, right? Air-conditioned seats, heated seats, all that stuff. You know what? That's my choice. You don't like it? You don't have to do that. I got friends right now that are running 2011 trucks with 300,000 miles out here kicking butt. Don't have any truck payment. Loving it, loving it, loving it. They're happy. It's because you get to do this job the way you want to do it. That's why I promote this job and throw it out there, because that's what it's supposed to be. But I keep going out here, driving out west, doing 1 or 2 or 3 reloads or more. I just keep doing the same thing. I keep turning the numbers. Yeah, sometimes I take a week off. I only work 2 or 3 weeks, or 2 or 3 of those weeks out of that month, and I only billed like $12,000, $15,000 because I goofed off, but I had more than enough money to pay my bills. You work as hard as you want to work to make this work. But you can go out here with a little luck. Luck does not mean favoritism. Somebody giving you something or helping you out. I lose loads just like you guys. I get lazy, and that's what happens. Don't get lazy. Stay on top of it. Talk to your dispatchers. Be friendly to them. You can make this stuff work. I'll be out here for the next 3 weeks kicking butt. These are the numbers right now. This load that I'm delivering is going to pay $3,400. I'm grabbing another one that's paying 7 something. I'm going to come back. I can't deliver the other one until Monday because they don't have any Saturday or Sunday deliveries. So I'm going to try to go find a place to go camping and hang out. And I might work it where I get a little reset in there too and do some hiking, make some videos, show the people why William has solar panels on his truck that they can't understand. I'll explain this to you once. You got a reset. You want to go hiking. You want to go fishing, whatever you want to do. You're using your air conditioner. You're using all your stuff. Your truck. You want your truck to have a little bit of a break. You don't want to run your truck. I can pull into these areas. I can go hiking and everything for 3 or 4 hours or fishing or whatever I'm doing. I come back to the truck. Everything's charged back up. It was a $400 investment, and I had to drill some holes in the top of my $100,000 Denali. That might be the worst part of this whole thing. But think about it for a second. $400 to have some solar panels. These solar panels bother a lot of people. I know a lot of guys that are doing this to their trucks because I've explained this to them. They went out here and they've worked this. You cannot understand the solar panels if you're doing local runs in your area or you're not venturing way out west and spending time out in these areas. You're not boondocking with your truck or whatever. It makes a big difference. Plus, when I park this truck for weeks on time, when me and Robin are traveling, I come back, everything's fully charged. My drinks are still ice cold. My ice cream sandwiches are still frozen. Just because of that $400 investment. Do you need it? No. Some of you are not going to work or do this job the way I do it. You can buy that charger one, plug that into your solar thing, hook it to your truck. When you're driving, it's charging everything up. But when you go camping with this truck and you go to bed, and you wake up the next morning and the sun comes out and it's already charging your batteries back up and you didn't have to start your truck. Sister wife's got 275,000 miles on her. You know what? Sometimes she needs a break. So I let those $400 investment that I wrote off on my taxes, right? Charge her up. I'm hoping when I explain some of this stuff to you, I know the people out there that have a lot of common sense, that actually watch the videos, don't just find little segments of it and judge it on those little segments. They understand this. But for the people out there that don't, maybe you will, maybe you won't. Hopefully, I get to show it to you up camping this week. I'm going to be in Oregon. Look, I'm getting better at this. Oregon or Washington. Maybe I'll find a cool little place by a river or something and I can go camping in the truck, hang out, cook some food, relax, let the solar panels charge everything up. Just take it all in, right? Experience something more. Enjoy life. I hope these videos let you know, enjoy life. And I think that job going to Washington pays $1,100. So let's just round this off in your head real quick. 34, 1,100, 45, 700. You see where I'm going with that? I forgot there. $45, $5,200. Yeah, I have a lot going on in my head. $5,200, okay, is what I build. My expenses are not going to be much. I'm sleeping in the truck. I'm buying fuel at the pilot stations that have the best price. I'm working everything. I'm running my truck at the best fuel speeds to get the best fuel mileage. Do you see how I work all this stuff? I bought all my food and everything in this truck in my refrigerator that stays ice cold all the time because of my solar generator and my solar panels and everything. Everything in here is paid for itself over and over. It works. I'm not wasting any money. I might get a little fishing, I might get a little camping, I might spend 3 or 4 days, and then I made enough money if I decide I can find a cheap hotel room, get a shower, get a really good night's sleep. You know, you see what I'm doing? This is how this works for me. It can work that way for you. You don't have to do that. If you sleep super comfortable in your truck, I'm done after 4 days. I want a hotel bed or, you know, our own bed. So this is how I work this stuff. Do it however works for you. You know, be happy. Find something from these videos. I'm out making videos again. I took a break. The YouTube channel is not done. You know, I took a break thinking it would let people know that I was taking a break, not that we were closing the YouTube channel down, that they would just realize that, you know, I needed a little downtime to do some other stuff and I'd be right back at it. I'm never going to stop doing these RV transport videos. I'm never going to stop doing this job. There's way too much money involved in it. For the referral people, you know I love the referral people. I love that extra money. But you know the other thing? Beyond the money is the connection that I have with 90% of them. The phone numbers, us going back and forth. Today when I was driving, Robin's not with me. I got 15 referrals that reach out to me. Bullshit. Tell me what they're doing, what I did. You know, every one of them are making money and happy, and it's everything that I told them they would be. Do all of them? No, because not all of us think the same way, not all of us work the same way. If we did, when I put these videos out there, I wouldn't get that negative stuff down in the comments because they'd already understand, they'd already know. Instead, when they don't know, they throw something in there that, I don't know, makes them feel better about themselves. I love when you do it. YouTube loves when you do it. It doesn't matter if you want to tell William how stupid he is and his solar panels are the biggest, whatever. Put it down in the comments because it just pushes the video out to more people. More people come across this, more people sign up for this job. I get another referral bonus. I might make another friend. You see where I'm going with this? I'm building an awesome community. And for my referrals, I'm going to keep putting this in the videos because when you're using my name, the people that are coming in later this year and next year, it's going to be a lot bigger for you because we're going to have some really nice meet and greets. We got a lot of plans that I'm working on. Also, 3 guys reached out today wanting to know whatever happened to the Facebook stuff. I am working on something where my referrals will be signed up for a particular system, and you'll all be in that system. So I can send one text in, or one message in there. You all will get that message, and then if you want to actually talk to one of the other people in there, you can reach out to them. It'll give you that chance to do it. I can control that. I can get the transporters that are not working for Wave or are not don't think the way I think or don't agree with me. I can keep them out of that. You see where I'm going? But don't let that deter you. There's some of you out there that are really good friends of mine that I talk to all the time that do not work for Wave because Wave would not hire you. And it's because of insurance reasons. They won't tell you why. I understand that. They're not going to tell you why, because if they did tell you why, they'd probably be in trouble because that's considered some kind of discrimination. People just can't. People like to be honest about everything, but this day and time, you can't be honest because of our system. Everybody wants to just sue somebody for something. Everybody wants something for nothing. They don't want to work for what they deserve, right? They just want to bitch and complain about what somebody else has, their truck, whatever their life is. They can have everything. Anybody out there watching my videos right now can do exactly what I'm doing. Some of you are in better shape, younger, and can do it better than me. You can have everything and more than what I got. Don't ever let yourself get in that mind thought. I can't do that. it's no fair, all that kind of stuff. It's not that way. So for those people out there, that I will make sure that they are included in my list of people, just because they did use my name, it just didn't work with Wave, and they feel, sometimes they reach out going, hey man, I'm sorry, you know what, it's okay, it's just life. I did not start this whole YouTube segment. In fact, it's taken over this channel. That's why we're starting other channels, because this channel has turned into a transporter channel. And it's probably just always going to be that now, because I don't plan on giving it up, and I have so many connections with so many people because of it. So it's going to be that way. Me and Robin are working on another channel that we're going to show all the new things that we're working on. Take it to a different level. Let you see the real William and Robin, not the, we're in a great mood today. We'll let you see the everyday, the hardships, the ups and downs, dealing with grandkids, dealing with kids, that reality bullshit that everybody likes to watch that me and Robin could never understand, but people reach out all the time saying, hey, we'd like to see a little bit more of the real thing. I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels, like Full-Time RV Life channel, and it amazes me that people want to watch me wash my dishes, wash my truck, do my laundry, make my coffee. But when I sit back and I see that Robin watches all these reality shows, and she watches all that stuff, all that stupid crap, and keeps coming back for more, I'm thinking, wait a minute, maybe I'm missing the picture here. So maybe you'll want to see that new channel. Robin's already got the name for it and everything. We just haven't got it done yet, so I can't give that name out. But it's gonna show you some stuff that you might love it. You might love it. Or maybe the people that don't like me, after they watch that, they might like me a little better. They might see that other side of me, that the people that meet me and hang out with me know who I am. They're just not watching a guy talking on a video and then judging him from that right away, right? So maybe you'll love that channel. So we're working on that. But this is my second week again out, back-to-back weeks. $5,400 and some last week and 6.5 working days. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I had some other time. I had some personal time of driving that had nothing to do with work, and and then I hung out with family and it did my reset, and I started it again a day or two later. So yes, so when you work that 6.5 and you throw that reset in there and you come on and you do it again, it's more like 16, 17 days, not 14, for the people out there that are always trying to figure the numbers out and trying to get everything. I mean, the months, the way they work out, the 31 days, sometimes you got 28 days. But on the average, when you average it across, I'm making that money every week, 4 weeks out of the month. However it works out at the end of the year, you average it across, and that's what I'm billing. I have many months where I have billed $20,000. You guys can look at your app. Inside the Wave app, it shows you what you're billing every month. I've had months where I billed that with no referral money. I worked for it. Yes, I worked for it. Now I don't have to work as hard, and I can bill that month because I get some referral money. That referral money gets put into the solar panels, all this stuff that I can throw out there and show you, all the upgrades to the truck, telling you if you should do it or shouldn't do it. That's what I do with that money. Some of that money is going to be spent on my referral people, spending some time with them. Actually, one of the big projects me and Robin are working on right now is so that we can have better access to our referral people, so we can have live. We'll do lives right, with excellent internet, with good conversations, with already knowing what we're going to talk about, and we'll do some lives the way they're meant to be done on a channel that's actually monetized, that you can do all the proper things with a live stream video. The reason we haven't done a live stream video is not because we don't care about the bots and all the people out there. It's because I can't give you the streaming and the service that I want, because I'm traveling, and if I set something up, I might be in an area that doesn't have that great a service. I want the proper cameras with the proper people behind the screen to take care of it, to get rid of the people that we don't want in that channel doing, being those assholes, right? But we still want everybody to be able to give their opinion and ask the questions that everybody thinks that I won't answer or something. That's not why. me and Robin do something, we do it right or we don't do it. That's why the people that have reached out to me the last couple of days want to know when I'm going to do something like that, when I could bring my referral people in there and people can ask them questions where they're just not getting my side of the story. They can get their side of the story from people that actually got the help that they needed from me and Robin so that they could succeed at this. And we might even find some ones that didn't succeed and they can say why they didn't succeed. Some of them can tell you what they like about Wave or don't like about Wave. I've had a great experience with Wave, but we're all human beings and we all don't agree on everything. That's why we live in America, right? Because we don't agree on everything. You can see that by watching the news every night. We're all better than what the news shows us, but we choose not to be, right? Me and Robin choose to be the best versions that we can be. So I've talked long enough, putting videos out. I want to make a video every day out here doing this job. I am the only channel out here that puts videos out non-stop like this when I'm working. Actually out here doing the work all the time. You see me on the road. I show you the units. That's the only way I can tell you that you can succeed at this job. Right? I hope you got something out of this video. If you didn't, you'll leave it down in the comments. Oh, and I forgot. If you want to do this job, because everybody loves when I do this, right down there in the description, right down there, Robin will have a link. You just click on that link. It'll take you to Wave. You'll sign up with Wave. They'll ask you how you found out about us. You'll say the Riverstone line. You'll say William Sikora. I can't guarantee that they'll hire you, but if you don't know, if you don't go through the steps. I've had people reach out to me over the last couple months and, man, I don't know if they'll hire me, blah, blah, for this reason or that, whatever. I said, man, you don't know. Just go ahead and try and I'll be here for you. Boom, just like that, they got hired. They're in orientation right now. You see? Didn't think it was even possible. Those are some of my favorite people. The ones that never done this stuff before and have an open mind to it and going to give it the best shot they got. That's why when I say the old mentality, don't take that the wrong way. If you are taking it the wrong way, then you probably are the person that I'm talking about, is what I think sometimes, because I know a lot of guys have been doing this job for 10, 12, 15 years, out here making a living. You know what? When they meet me, they're decent. I talk to them. We don't agree on everything, but we have, the courtesy, that we both deserve as human beings. And those are not the guys I'm talking about. The ones out there, you know who you are. When I tell you, the reason I say that is because you're bringing people in that have not been stuck in the trucking life their whole life. They've already been tarnished, tainted, whatever you want to call it. They really hate it, but it's what they like to do, or it's what the only thing they can do, or they just love driving, and I understand that. But when you're tainted and you come back into the same kind of industry, you're still bringing that with you. So when I get excited bringing somebody over here that's never done this, but they have the drive and they succeed at it, I get excited about them. And I hope you get excited about that. I hope this video gets you excited, and you go down to that description right there. All right, William's done. William's done. How do we end these videos? Always.